Welcome back.
Hi.
To the Stache Club Wrestling Podcast.
Hello.
One of us is a tad under the weather, if you can hear.
And the other one feels like a ghost from being exhausted. Happy Wednesday, everyone.
It's a tough one for the boys.
All right, we're here, though.
But we are here.
We're putting on for you guys.
We got, basically the whole show is going to be Survivor Series War Games predictions. And we have we have a little bit of housekeeping to get through. First of all, we are announcing we are having a Black Friday sale on all the merch. So if you we have leftover hoodies, we have Sweep City t-shirts, we have the Bash at the Stash stuff. So it'll be code. Do I give out the code now? You know what? If you make it to the end of the episode, I'm not supposed to give out the code now.
Wait till the end of the episode.
I'm not even supposed to give out the code till Friday.
Because if you wait till the end of the episode, you're a loyal motherfucker. So we'll save it.
But either way, we'll be posting on social medias or whatever. But if you're a patron or a member, you already have the code.
Yep.
But it'll be too complicated I don't know what's coming out Friday and what's not. So I'll just give it to you later. Sorry, Will. Okay. It'll be 30% off. And then we'll also have a Cyber Monday deal. But the Cyber Monday deal is cool. You get like a little free bonus.
Okay.
But the 30%,
I
think is where
that's a good chunk right there.
So shop.clutchpoints.com. It'll be in the description. Please go check that out.
Support the boys. We appreciate it as always.
The code will probably just be in there. Who cares? Second thing, I got a little plug for myself this Saturday. The Saturday after Thanksgiving. First of all, happy Thanksgiving, everyone. We breezed by that. Happy Thanksgiving.
Hopefully everyone's with their families, whoever you're with. Enjoy
playing this at the dinner table.
Absolutely. Full blast. No AirPods, no headphones.
So hope everyone's having a good meal or planning on having a good meal and all that. But the plug is the Focus Pro Wrestling is having an event this Saturday, Braintree, Massachusetts, at Widowmaker Brewery that I am going to be a part of. I am hosting it. As opposed to going to my high school reunion.
Priorities.
Exactly.
Priorities.
It's a good card. There's a body bag match.
Isn't there a death match? I might have to live stream it.
WWE ID, Marcus Mathers be facing Monty Aries. Tyree Taylor's putting his title online. Bunch of different stuff. Stan Styles will be there. Big whoop.
Like always. Fucking Stan.
So couple. That's our plugs. Those are our plugs. Cool. So if you're in the area. Check that out.
Swing on by.
Yeah.
Say hi.
All right. So, as we all know, the Predictions Championship will be on the line.
Yes, it is.
For Saturday, but we got to figure out who won it this past weekend.
You are the champ right now. Right now,
this very moment.
Before reading off the points, you are the champ.
Okay.
Will you remain the champ? Let's find out.
So, for AEW Full Gear 2024, how do you want to do this? You want to? We both have our points tallied up.
Yes. Let's go down the list of matches and be like, I got that, I got it wrong, I got it right.
I just want it. I want to get to Survivor Series. All right, I'll go first. I have 33 points.
I have 36.
Whoa!
36.
Congratulations, and your new SCW Predictions champion.
Yes. Don't worry, guys. I'll lose it in 3 days.
I was gonna say, and you'll be putting that back on the line.
Yeah,
I think it was the
long range.
We were talking about it off pod at least, but I think your big win was like the Mercedes Moné match.
That was my 8, and you had Statlander. Yeah,
so I had.
Sometimes
I think other than that, we had this. Like I had DG, I had Fletcher, I had Private Party.
Yeah, we both had Strong and Hangman. We had similar picks.
I picked Swerve over Bobby. Yeah. He was only my one though, so it didn't really hurt me.
I mean, but what is important though, we both had Big AJ.
I watched
Big Boom AJ.
I was telling you off pod. I watched that with friends and a buddy that's into wrestling, not like into it, but he enjoys it. And a friend that's just like. he teaches high school, so like the Costco guys are the biggest fit, sure, you know what I mean? So everyone got a kick out of it. We were going crazy. Hey. When fucking Big Justice hit that spear I was like, oh,
listen,
shit.
I want to give, I do want to give, before we get into Survivor Series, people, I was seeing this on Twitter, and it was just like some people were just so upset and just hating on like that. How I look at it is, yes, they're bringing in like a celebrity and stuff and blah blah blah, like they're making a big deal out of a non-wrestler, but one, he was a professional wrestler 20 years ago,
right?
But he was,
yes, absolutely.
Two, they did all this promo and building up the match like on their own and like did their thing. And I don't know if I told you this, but there was a a tweet. I think a WrestleOps tweet. It was like the 3 most viewed segments in 2024 in wrestling, like period. It was Joe Hendry being number 1. Something with The Rock, I think, and then number 3 was the Costco guys segment on Dynamite.
I believe it.
It's like people know them, they watch them, they put on a good match, and it was a pre-show match too, so it's not like they took a big spot from someone, but it's fun. Wrestling's meant to be fun.
That's the thing.
And enjoy it and stuff.
It's
so
my thing. I have a slightly more pessimistic approach on it, but like I'm not a Costco guy. I think the meme's annoying. Sure. I don't think it's funny.
I'm fine with that. Yeah,
but 2 things. One, like you said, I fully respect and know. And when he was in his prime, he was busting out moonsaults.
Dude,
the guy's got
a superplex in the ring.
He did do a superplex,
and he had a broken foot. And he had a broken foot.
Yeah, so. At that time, the rumor is fact that he has a broken foot, but I think in the video he said he thinks that it happened when he did he came off the top rope with the clothesline. But that was like that was like kind of I would think that was before the superplex. Sure.
Yeah.
And also like the kid Big Justice coming in hitting a spear
Best
was
spear
fun.
in the business.
And I'm in the same camp as you. It's like it's fun, it's silly. They are like the most popular thing on social media, so it makes sense.
Whether you like them or not, they are popular. Yeah.
And also the biggest critic, which I can't, I'm fine with not necessarily being a fan. It's subjective, or whatever, of like whatever the bit is. But here's something I can't criticize them because they're social media stars that got a wrestling match.
Yeah.
You know what we did? You know what we did? We are, I wouldn't say the word stars, but we're social media guys.
Yeah, and that got a wrestling
match. So it's like,
sometimes that just
it would be so hypocritical of me to sit here and be like, the social media guy, they don't belong in that. Right. That guy was a pro. He wrestled for 20 years. You know what I mean? We're less meant to be.
We've only trained. We can count on one hand.
Exactly. So like, it would be crazy of me to have done that and then be like, "What is this guy's problem?
These guys taking a spot." And it's just to me too. Like, and this would be the last thing. The biggest takeaway for me is like, it just seemed like. The father and son thing.
It was fun.
Like he had his son with him. Like, could you imagine like when he won, like he was raising his sons and the Rizzler. The Rizzler isn't his son, but like he like you could tell.
Contrary to popular belief,
the Rizzler is not his son, but he was doing that for like all of them. Like he was sharing the spotlight, sharing that moment. Like that's a moment
those kids are never gonna forget. Especially
went to
the
school
son.
In 2 days the next week, and they were like, "Yeah, I was in a wrestling ring, full gear."
Especially the son, like seeing your dad wrestle, get the win.
Yeah, that's cool.
The crowd going crazy and you getting a spot. Like that's really, really cool.
Once in a lifetime thing. So shout out to the Costco guys. Again, I think it was good fun. It was for what it 100%. Was worth. It was a good match. And we'll see.
And they're gonna be doing more.
He says that he'll come back and stuff. Yeah. So we'll see what happens when
I didn't realize it was like because I knew like seeing him in the ring, I could tell he was like a little older and a little like out of it, and like the clips I've seen. I didn't know the clips were like 20 years ago. Yeah. Like I was like, oh, when he said like in some promo or whatever, that I've been in a ring in 20 years. I thought my guess would have been like 10 to 15.
Yeah.
But crazy.
Large
How old
gap.
Is he?
I'd imagine like
big age.
Probably like late 40s. I'd imagine.
Oh, jeez. If they have a Wikipedia.
48.
Big Justice. Oh, you see it? 48. Oh, got it.
And his son's 12.
The kid's 12. Or, I don't know. I guess 12 makes sense.
I was thinking like 10-ish.
That's funny.
Occupation, social media personalities, professional wrestlers. Are you nuts?
Yep, that's damn
awesome.
True. Crazy. Other TikTok page.
We bring the boom.
Crazy.
Yeah. All right, cool. All right, shout out to them.
So yeah,
wanted to give them a little shout out.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought because like admittedly this show is this is the Survivor Series predictions. So full gear kind of. We'll probably talk more about it in the Patreon.
Yeah.
Where we got a lot of questions though. Which good plug, good Dante, good thinking. Patreon.com/Stache Club Wrestling. You get this episode ad free as well as a bonus episode. We're going to talk more and chat about questions and some other stuff. And blah blah. Okay. But yeah, the point being is like Full Gear was a pretty good show. I wouldn't say it was an all-timer. It was solid.
It was a good show.
But we're not going to talk too much about it because the show is Survivor Series predictions.
Got a lot of Survivor Series to talk about.
So, but it's funny. The one thing we did talk about at Full Gear was the pre-show Costco guys.
I said that they were the
DG got a title.
DG got a title.
Danny.
I have a critique about not the match I don't think was that great, but I have a critique of how they handled the victory afterwards. I don't know
whose victory.
Danny's
victory.
So he won it. And like they cut him for like 15 seconds of him celebrating, then like went to the next match. They didn't.
He also left, which was probably them being like, "Get
sure,
back,
exactly."
Back. Yeah,
in my head, I'm like Jack Perry. No one wanted him to be the champ. The face finally won first title, and like he wins it, and there was like no celebration.
Yeah,
I was just like, oh, that didn't really feel.
I did also pick up. He like maybe raised his hand a little bit. I think they were even saying like his mom might have been in the crowd, and he didn't go to anyone.
I mean, that's what
like,
happens when you have 9-10 matches on the card.
Yeah.
It's like you're in a time crunch, but I'm sure there'll be a celebration on Dynamite tonight and stuff. But I was just like, I wish they made that feel like it was a little bit more.
I agree,
but
the Moxley, just to touch stuff real quick.
Big stuff.
Moxley match was really fun. Or it's great. I love seeing Orange Cassidy in that like type of like hardcore bloody match. You know,
Moxley was like biting his forehead or whatever, and then he shoved his head into the steel steps. He goes, "Stupid motherfucker!" Fucking like, this guy's a sicko.
Fletcher going over Ospreay.
That match was nuts. That match was nuts.
Bobby Swerve. A lot of fun.
Good. I say official debut for Bobby. I don't count that 2-on-1 match.
The MJF Roderick Strong one didn't do anything for me.
All right.
Jay White and Hangman leading it. I like that it led into the end of the night with like Hangman stepping up and then Jay White stepping up.
The ending to Full Gear was such a clusterfuck, but like once you unwrapped everything and like was like, okay, he's here because of him and he's helping him or hurting him, it made sense. But it was like,
and like Jay White won, so he feels like the number one contender.
It all makes sense. Yeah. Like it all makes sense. But I'm watching this and I'm just like, whoa, what? Who? What? Wait, why? Christian.
Jay White. Oh yeah, Christian came down.
Like, what the fuck is happening?
Jay White killed me because he slid in and then stood there like an anime villain for a second before hitting his move.
And then Darby Allin comes in, fucking no stunt double or nothing. He did that himself.
Oh yeah,
because someone was like, reports. People have been asked. I was like, nope, Darby did do that on his own.
He was like,
crazy motherfucker.
Head, I mean, I'm sure the head busted open was like a work, but still, like he still did the stunt.
That's hard, bro. That's not safe. But all right.
Before we get fully into Survivor Series, because there is one thing, because we're not really gonna go over we're gonna go over the shows as they relate to the matches, but one thing that's not on the card that is pretty important and pretty big that I do want to talk about is Xavier Woods and Kofi. We are getting down to the wire
the New
here.
Day celebrations on Monday.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like before the match, when they were just like backstage, they were what's the word? They were I hate to use this word, but like sending it full force. I'm just like them two being like the anniversary pictures behind them, and they're like, you know what, man? I forgive you. I actually love you. Like they were really sending it home.
Yeah, I get it. I mean, from the beginning, like they came out in the different outfits, the evil mix.
Yep.
The promo after. I mean, talk about.
So there's some nice lore there where Kofi was Goku, good Goku, and then Woods is dressed as Goku Black, and there's a whole lot of lore of like the lore of it that I learned I like Dragon Ball, but I don't know like the deep cuts of it.
Shit, yeah. I saw a few people. I saw your tweet.
I tweeted
saw a few people. Yeah.
So it's like that's like the evil version of Goku, and it's like that version is like possessed by some other being that's like whatever. But point being, and Woods has been doing that for a little bit.
I was gonna say he said the darker gear, he's been different than Kofi.
Yep, I think maybe like. I don't know if they actually did this, but like for instance, like Kofi would be Spider-Man, he would be Venom.
Right.
Teenage
like
Mutant Ninja
Power
Turtles.
Rangers, he was like the Black Power.
Yeah.
Like
there's
that.
other stuff like made him more like evil, whatever.
Yeah. But no, that promo after the match. I mean, talk about. We don't have to get into it, but like between Cody and Kevin on SmackDown and Kofi and Xavier on Raw. 2 promo of the years within days of each other at the end of the year too. People
were praising Kevin Owens a lot for that, which I agree. Kevin Owens killed it. Cody was great
carried.
too.
I shouldn't say carried, but Cody was fired up in that promo.
Yeah,
I love that. Cody.
I think Kevin had the better promo, but I think like people were running away with Kevin like being like the soul.
I think that's a
Cody
side of
killed it.
He brought out a side of Cody that like that's the intensity side that like I want. We're starting to see glimpses of Homelander Cody.
Yeah,
and it's coming out at some point. But yeah, that promo was great. But Xavier Woods,
you're just stopping yourself or whatever,
and they're just like insulting each other or something like that. It's like I'm kind of insulted, Cody. Like you're coming out in a tank top. You're not even dressed in a suit or anything. I came in my best close, whatever. So good. But yeah, Xavier Woods, Kofi.
I was fully ready to call that promo of the year, and then Woods and Kofi did this,
dude. So fucking good. I mean, they're pulling at the heartstrings. They're talking about their deep history. Xavier Woods is like, you became a world champion because of me, and Kofi's like, don't you like you picked me because you were nothing, and I was a Hall of Famer before I joined this group. That's why you attach yourself to me.
I loved Kofi, like, I'm never there for you. I gave you my IC title shot, and you do what you do every time. You flush it away.
There's a reason why we don't let you call the shots, me, bro. It is fire.
Like finally letting that out of like
10 years.
That there's been a reason why Woods isn't the leader, but Kofi's too nice of a guy, and there's no reason to say it. Now it's finally like there's a reason you were never world champion. There's a reason because you're not ready. You're not good. I think he said straight up, you're not good enough.
Yeah.
You're not good enough.
You had the King of the Ring, you lost the crown and stuff like that. Never
because you get too ahead of yourself.
You take too many risks.
That's what it was.
Too many risks.
The line of when Woods was talking about Kofi Mania, and like, we gave you Kofi Mania, we brought you up, and what did you do? Flush it away to Brock Lesnar in 7 seconds.
And that
Kofi got in his face.
And that's the first time someone's ever like basically said that to Kofi, like bringing that up. And like also not for nothing, like in a time of where there's a lot of uncertainty with Brock Lesnar, for them to like bring him up and like be
Surprised.
like, oh, this is real right now, you know? But yeah, man. So the year, or not I would say Festival of Friendship, the anniversary thing is on Raw.
Yeah. And they were like, see you at the reunion.
Yeah, see you at the walk, see you at the reunion. I'd imagine Big E is going to be there. Like,
I would,
right?
It
it has to be. Now,
just to make an appearance, like not getting physical, I imagine.
Now,
just to
is it going to be Xavier turns on them there, or maybe Kofi turns on them, or Kofi aligns himself with the dark side?
Sure. A lot of people are speculating.
Big E makes a return, like actually makes a return. I don't know.
A lot of people are speculating that they're like, because they're sending it home so obvious that it's like Woods is going to turn. Like a lot of people are speculating like, oh, this is all a red herring. Like Kofi might be the one to turn. Which now we see the intensity from him. I think they should play it as it goes and have Woods still do the turn. I don't need the swerve for the sake of a swerve.
Because we've seen like long time ago, like we've seen heel Kofi and stuff like that, like when the New Day were heels and stuff like that. But I think at this point, it's like Kofi's a Hall of Famer. We all know
he's the veteran.
He's won
loved.
the singles titles. He's loved. Like I think it's gonna be harder for people to boo Kofi, where it's like this story has been built around Xavier Woods, like going on a singles run, kind of separating himself. It would be. I get there'll be swerves. There could be a swerve, but I would like them to stay on their path here, on the same direction of Xavier Woods turning heel.
Regardless, I am. It is like we every time we bring it up, we talk about it for weeks, but it's like it is like like the second or third like most prominent story.
Yeah.
And
it's been going on for a while,
but it's like this could be the main event story. It's so good.
This should close Raw next. This should be the main event of Raw.
1000%.
If it's not, I will be shocked.
Yep.
Especially if Big E's gonna be there and stuff. I'd be shocked.
All we need is Big E to be in and play Peacemaker, and then Woods. Oh, imagine again. This is all. Now this is fantasy booking, so I don't know who's cleared for what, and blah, blah.
Kofi, Kofi be like, I brought someone here to knock some sense into you.
Imagine if Woods hits Big E with a move. Imagine if Woods hits Big E with a DDT or something, like some sort of neck thing. Or hits him with a chair, whatever.
That's heel heat,
would be
that's real heat,
crazy.
Heat, especially if people don't know like what condition Big E is in. Obviously, if they do something, he's good enough to do it,
and they stretch your Woods out. They sell that Heat out. Yeah. There's a lot. I'm loving it. It's really good.
We will be seated.
It does suck to see the New Day break up. If that's assuming this is what they actually do.
I know 10 years is a long time.
I mean, that's the thing too. Like looking at the big picture, it's like 10 years is a long time. They've been a great team.
There's nothing else for them to do.
Really. They've done everything. They are one of the greatest. I would genuinely argue, like, I've gotten flack for it before, but like I do think they're a top 5 team of all time. I don't think it's a crazy
thing at all to say that. I mean, the number, not even
it's just even an argument of all time.
Not even just the tag team championships, but just the individual success within the group. Yeah, it's a fair case.
But it is, it is different without E.
Yeah,
like Kofi and Woods just aren't. They aren't the New Day without
Kofi and Xavier Woods. It's
not
New Day.
So I don't think breaking them up is crazy. But I'm loving what's happening.
Yeah, me too.
One more thing. Actually, I have one more thing for you before Survivor Series.
Okay. Oh,
Women's IC title.
we won. We won.
Well, I feel like a better victory if it got announced on TV.
Was it? Wait, did they not?
It wasn't on TV.
Was it a video package that they didn't show a video package on TV? I think
so it got announced live.
I didn't watch Raw live, so I thought I saw the video package, but I thought it was like a quick like thing they played.
So it got announced live to the crowd on main event before Raw.
Oh, I think I actually did see something about that. Yeah,
in the middle of Raw, they did like earlier tonight and like whatever.
Gotcha. I think I did actually see something.
I get it.
That.
Raw is 2 hours, which I think is a bullshit excuse because SmackDown does it so well.
States. Yeah, they announced the United States Championship.
I don't. I don't know.
Whatever. I'm happy with that.
But regardless, I think it should have been announced on TV. Whatever. But belt looks great. The white strap is cool, especially with the blue accents that they added to the men's.
Dare I say? It is one of the prettiest looking belts in wrestling today.
It looks good.
I love it.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm a sucker for a white strap. I'm a sucker for a white strap.
If there's gonna be a belt that has the white strap, it should be the IC belt.
Yeah, I mean, it's like the old IC belt with the white strap is iconic. The night, like you mentioned, the blue hints in it with the white, I think really like makes it stand out more.
Continental Championship. All right, let's see this puppy here.
Pulled up.
Oh yeah,
nice.
It's a great looking belt.
Shot.
Great looking belt.
I love it, dude. It's a really good looking belt.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm surprised. I think the assumption or the thought was maybe that they were gonna settle the U.S. title first.
Yeah, we kind of talked about that.
It makes I think I would have preferred them to do one mid card title, prove that they can do it, and then whatever. Like you said, I also get it. If you have if you're just doing the men's version of the U.S. one, it makes sense to do the men's version of the IC one.
If they were going to pick one belt, I would imagine they would have picked the IC belt as the one.
I'm surprised the U.S. one got announced first. I didn't think it was going to be this fast. Happy it's here above all else.
Yeah, because they put out a tweet like early in the day that was like, oh, like they're planning on making a women's IC title, and then that night they're like, oh, here you go, women's IC title.
But so now it's official that like it's brand specific, it's split. You have the whatever.
Well, it makes sense why they had the video packages the week before for like Lyra Valkyrie, Dakota Kai, a few people. So
it looks like we can talk about the tournament a little bit.
Did they even announce like any participants or nothing?
Well, I was gonna jump to US. The IC, I don't think I have seen anything. But US, on the US side, so I want to talk about who we want to win each belt. US side, we got Chelsea Green going. Yeah. And then it's going to be Chelsea Green versus Bailey, and then we still have the other side of the bracket to figure out, I believe. We still got Jade over there. We still got Michin over there.
Well, is Jade technically
because Jade's out.
Yeah.
Depending on how they play it.
I don't know I don't know if they announced anything for it or not.
Right. I don't think they made a call yet.
Because then she has to get replaced for War Games. I think she is like legitimately hurt. Like that's why.
That's what I hear. Yeah, that's what I heard. She the image of her sprawled out with like her leg.
Like no context. I'd be like, she just got ran over by an 18-wheeler. I'm like, she like Bronson Reed just tsunamit'd her through a car.
I'm glad you said. I didn't even think of her needing to be replaced for War Games too. I didn't even take that into consideration.
I mean, I just assume, but yeah.
Regardless, though, at this point, because like I had my kind of
the Bianca Jade.
It was more of like it was less of what I wanted. I think I made it clear in the last episode, but just in case I didn't, that was what I thought like would have happened by like WWE. I could see WWE doing it. Chelsea Green won. She has to go all the way. It's her title.
Push.
Let's go.
At this, she beat Bianca in the triple threat match. Just go all in at this point. Just do
1,000%.
Just do it. And yeah, in the IC title, I mean, no.
The two names you said, Lyra, Dakota,
and I think Zelina Vega is another.
I mean, that would be I love that.
I think
Kairi Sane, I hope would be in there. Yep.
I mean, there's a ton of people that could be in consideration.
All right, early pick. Or sorry, go ahead.
No, I would say early predictions.
If you could pick one, we'll look back at this when it's over. If you pick one person right now, who's it going to be? I think
I'm between Dakota and Zelina. I think they are both so deserving of it. But how I look at it is Dakota is, I hate to say it, she's more injury prone. So I don't know if they'd be like, we
hate to hear it. Zelina. You hate to see it. I hate to hear it.
Give it to her to kind of like, and she she's had world title matches and she can't ever get she can't get the upper hand. So I'll pick Zelina. I'll pick Zelina Vega.
I'm not going to be unique here. I had Zelina for the U.S. title when I thought it was kind of going to be just, multi-brand, whatever.
Yeah.
I'm going Zelina.
I just think like the most feel-good moment, like her winning that belt, like I can imagine just like how emotional she'd be and how like such a great moment that would be. So I'll go Zelina, and then Chelsea on the SmackDown side.
Agreed. That's some great looking mid card.
I think that's two great inaugural champs right there.
Yeah. Okay. All right, we will now officially move over to our Survivor Series War Games predictions.
Let's do it.
And normally we start from the bottom of the card, work our way up to the main event.
Yep.
We're flipping it. We're going main event first. I want to talk about the most important. Also because we're like halfway through the show already.
Okay.
We are going 5 confidence points total.
Yep.
And we're just going to do it straight up unless we really run into some trouble with the points or whatever. But I got some picks, so I think we'll be okay.
All right, let's do it.
All right, first one, men's War Games match. We're starting here.
Oh, yeah.
We got, the members are as follows: Roman Reigns, Jimmy Uso, Jey Uso, Sami Zayn, and a just added CM Punk, which we'll talk about, versus, I'm just going to say, Solo's Bloodline and Bronson Reed.
Yep.
First and foremost, let's just jump to CM Punk getting announced. Paul Heyman coming out.
Paul Heyman back, bro. Yep. He has that crowd wrapped around his finger. You hear, ladies and gentlemen, they went nuts.
The whole crowd stood like, oh my god, yeah.
Roman's reaction, looking around like, whoa, where's he coming from?
To be a manager and to get the pop, the level of a main event guy,
no music.
Right.
Off of ladies and gentlemen, you're going off of 3 words.
Incredible.
Came out fresh tan, new look, red shirt.
Yeah. No neck brace.
No neck brace.
He's good.
And he was talking about.
I noticed. You noticed the little Rolex, little red in the Rolex. Good.
Yeah.
Nice little
details. And he was. I'm gonna paraphrase. Like, I was put through a car and stuff, but I know War Games isn't meant to be 5v4. There's supposed to be a 5th, and I won't let them go in without a 5th. CM Punk music hits. Electric.
Awesome.
So good. Because there's a lot of a lot of backstory into it. Obviously,
people are saying it doesn't make sense. It makes
so much sense.
Yeah.
Months ago, Paul Heyman was without Roman. CM Punk was out in the ring. Paul Heyman came out begging CM Punk to take me with you. Please save me from the bloodline. They have a great connection still.
Even during that same promo, CM Punk kind of called out.
He's like
bloodline.
He was like, "Wow, I have to worry about the Samoans or something like that." So there's history there. Roman and Punk have history. Roman Reigns debuted in CM Punk's championship match. CM Punk's last feud
crazy, right?
Was he beat every single member of the Shield, and then whatever happened when he left. There's so much history here, and now not that, but like now we're planting the seeds for an eventual Roman CM Punk down the line, whenever that may be. They're planting the seeds for more Punk and Rollins, and we can talk about how fucking relieved I am that Seth Rollins isn't in this match, because that was 1,000%. They could have put in the fucking Hamburglar in this match, and I would have been like, thank God it's not Seth Rollins. So they're keeping that alive, the whole Roman Seth staying away from each other. So now Seth and CM Punk are going to have some reigniting their feud.
With that, it'll be nice if like CM Punk's angle is like, you didn't have the balls to join that. I had to clean up your dirty work. Like that's the whole thing.
It's like you got involved in my business. Like you're too afraid to team up with your ex-friend. Blah 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 blah. Like there's gonna be some fiery promos that come out of it.
Even to go back just a tiny bit to just how it may. I even like it because like you said, there's all that history, whatever. I even think it makes sense and is justified solely on the fact of Paul Heyman's back. Paul Heyman's siding with Roman. Even just for it being a favor. Like CM Punk is a Paul Heyman guy.
Yes, exactly.
Paul Heyman's going to help his team. Who is Paul Heyman have in his arsenal? He can look, he's not going to choose Curtis Axel. He's not going to choose, it wasn't Brock.
It's Brock, not Brock.
So he chose CM Punk. Like I said, it works even at just minimum of that's Paul Heyman's team. It's a Paul Heyman guy here.
It just makes that's all you need to know. That's all there is.
It's literally Paul Heyman being Ash Ketchum and throwing out the CM Punk Pokeball.
And if we want to be honest, like what where's the logic of Bronson Reed being in the match? Seth Rollins isn't in it. Because if Seth is in it, okay, Bronson is in it. They have a feud going on, but Seth isn't in it.
I don't know if I'm curious what they do with Bronson Reed in the bloodline after this.
So
I don't know if I love him being in the bloodline.
Because he's standing in the ring putting up the ones and stuff. So
he looked like a part of the team.
When I saw that, I was, first of all, he fits the part.
He looks great.
Fits the part.
He looks great.
But I don't know.
I just liked him. I liked his single role,
They already got Jacob as the muscle.
Yes.
Bronson's
I don't want Jacob overshadowed. I don't want Jacob. Yep.
The idea of it's great, and I think it's an open relationship you can keep. Like, it's like, hey, you need me. I'm over on
polyamorous bloodline.
You know what? I can help you out. Sure. But no, I think post Survivor Series they should go back to doing their own thing.
Okay. Let's get down to our picks here.
What's the fifth? So I have U.S. IC World Heavyweight Women's War. Yeah, it's the one match I forgot. Okay.
Staking my claim. I think the good guys are going to win. CM Punk's got to add to the match. I'm going OG Bloodline with Punk.
Okay.
5 points.
5 points.
5-pointer. The whole shebang.
I get it. I'm going to pick OG Bloodline.
Yep.
But I'm doing 3 points. And the reason why I'm going in the middle is because I didn't pick up on it, but some people did pick up on some little things here
I'm going to blow my nose. Keep going.
I don't know if you saw it, but when Paul Heyman came out and they were standing in the ring, well, one, people are commenting on his outfit and how the red shirt is basically he matches what Solo wears. Paul Heyman with the red shirt and stuff, because Solo Sikoa wears the red shirt and shit. And they're saying, well, not saying, what we saw was when he was outside, he looked at Jimmy and he gave him a wink. And Jimmy kind of like nodded to him like, you got it type of thing. So Paul winked at Jimmy when they were in the ring, but it was like one of those like evil, like maniacal, like slow winks, not like a quick wink, like a, hey, you know what we're talking about here. I don't know how far that goes, if that even is anything, but
that feels in the weeds to me.
I am just covering myself just in case there is some screwy Paul Heyman turning on some guys in this match.
That's wild.
I don't know if they would do it that quick, but I do believe OG Bloodline should win if there's no screwy finish. But
so you're saying, I'm kind of just paraphrasing because I was in the other room, but you're saying Paul and Jimmy would turn and go with new Bloodline, or just Rock, their own thing, or their own 3 bloodlines. Whoa.
I'm just because like I didn't like I saw it on Twitter, but watching the video I was like, okay,
that's interesting.
There's definitely like they didn't do that for no reason, you know. And it was like in
Paul
front
doesn't. Paul won't just.
It was in front of the camera, like it was. No one was in Paul's view, like you can. And Jimmy like clearly was like.
Do you think it was like because?
Here, let me see if I can.
Because here's my not seeing the video. Here's my interpretation of it. Because Paul and Jimmy were the last ones to get executed from the new bloodline.
Correct.
So to that, again, I'd not seen the video, but to me that sounds like a wink of like, hey, we survived and we got out.
We're back
and we're
now.
yeah.
No, 100% can mean that. Well, I wish I could find the video.
We also haven't even talked too much about The Rock. Like, at this point, like, you know what?
I saw a tweet. It was like, CM Punk is going to be bullshit when The Rock comes out and raises his eyebrow to close out the show, because last year Seth freaked out when Punk came back and stuff.
I genuinely, I mean, like...
that's not a video, but that's a screenshot of him, like, winking at Jimmy, and Jimmy's the only one looking at him.
Okay, weird.
It's a screenshot. Yeah. I wish I can find the video, but...
Here's...
It could be nothing.
This match is so booked. I don't think we even... I'm not going to... If The Rock shows up, I'm going to be happy. I'm not going to be like, oh, The Rock should have been here. If The Rock doesn't show up, I think we're fine. The Rock doesn't need to show up.
You don't need The Rock for this. There's already plenty of Samoans involved in this match. We have CM Punk in there. We have Bronson Reed. Paul Heyman's back now. I mean,
if it happens, though, because like, if it happens, I'll be over the moon.
Who are we to say?
You have Punk and Rock crossover again. Let's say Roman's team wins. Then you get that final. He does it again. He did it at whatever that pay-per-view was.
Blood,
when The Rock comes out and just does the same thing, like looks or whatever, and then you set up some sort of stuff.
He did the 2. He'll do the 3 strikes now. 3 strikes. I mean, I would be such a liar if I said, "Oh, if The Rock shows up, I'll be upset." No, 100%. I'm gonna be so happy if he shows up. But yeah, he doesn't need to be there.
If the Undertaker showed up, I'd be excited. I wouldn't make
Tombstone sense. For CM Punk. They fought at WrestleMania 29. Yeah, they have history.
I'd be hyped. Yeah.
But yeah, no, I mean, he could come back. I don't think he needs to be there. We're still a few months away from Mania, so you can have him come back another time.
The Rumble's coming up in January anyway.
February, actually. It's not the first time ever in February. Everything's like, because WrestleMania is like mid-April
leap
now.
year.
Leap
I don't
year.
know. I don't know.
No, they've just pushed everything
getting
back.
shifted.
It's like February like 2nd or 3rd, I think.
Okay.
Regardless.
Still
Royal Rumble coming up, and that he could return that. Who knows? But
Indianapolis too, right?
Indianapolis.
Him and Pat McAfee are
Huge
buddies.
Stadium too. It's gonna be like 50,000 people.
Jesus. Yeah, it's a cult stadium, right?
Yeah. Wow. People are saying that, and this would be we're looking too far ahead. We'll move on after this. But people are like, 30 entrants come in. It's like, wait a minute, there's a 31st entrant. The Rock using his TKO board powers. So that would be amazing. But yeah, we'll see if he returns. He doesn't need to be there, but if he does, we'll be happy. So.
I thought I had something else for this, but I guess not. We're talking about Punk. I just want to talk about it. Did you see? I haven't watched the full video, but did you see clips of the behind the scenes of Punk's return?
Watch the whole video.
Oh, did you? Yeah, cool. I saw like maybe a 5-minute clip of it, which is like
I threw it on YouTube after I saw it came out.
Really, it was cool to see. Like you had an array of people. You had people meeting Punk for the first time, like Dominic and Rhea.
It's like, how you doing, kid? I'm good, sir. How are you?
Yeah, Dom. I'm good, sir. Good to meet you. I did like
Rhea Ripley.
It's funny to think and I don't know these people's lives, but like the way it came off was that was the first time Rhea and Punk met. He's like, "Oh, you a hugger?" Or something
like that. Yeah, he looked at Finn. He goes, "It's been a long time."
That was cool
because Finn wasn't in WWE when Punk left. Finn joined, I think, either later that year or the next year.
What else? There was Punk and Kofi.
He's like, Cody. He goes, "Good seeing you here."
Good seeing you here. Yeah, they had a nice little. Wow, good seeing you here.
Yeah,
good
Kofi was sick. I didn't think you'd
Kofi
be
was
here.
cool. And obviously him and Triple H. They're talking about taking the picture. And like, Mike, do I get a point?
Wait, no, do another. I'm gonna point at him. I'm gonna point at him. Randy. Randy's like, "You won't.
God,
I'm back for 10 minutes. You can't let me have my fucking return."
Randy, like I'm sure Randy's always been funny, but like it's nice that like we're in this era of WWE. We can see these people's like the behind the curtain personality, and that's even more. The Randy we get on TV, I think, is at this point the veteran Orton is pretty close to that Orton,
definitely.
And it was seeing him just like giving Punk shit. And then just being like, "Good to see you,
He's
buddy."
like a big kid. You know what I mean?
I can't have my 10 seconds. Yeah. And Punk was like, "I did this all just to get at you.
Just to get back you." Yep. Yeah, and they hugged. Yeah, no, super
really.
Cool. It was very genuine.
Yeah, it was, like I love that stuff.
Punk thanking Stephanie a million times, talking to Regal and Triple H, obviously. Yeah, you could just tell that like he was just very happy to be there and be back and stuff.
You'll have
to see that.
I saw a comment that I really hope has some weight in the future of, did you notice that Seth Rollins was not in the video?
He was not in the video.
So I'm hoping that they did, because who knows who knows if these two people in real life have animosity.
Right.
Who knows and who cares? Point being is at least storyboard. It's been played up. They have animosity.
Even if he did come back, they cut out that part.
I'm hoping they cut it out because I'm hoping they played on it.
Oh,
I'm hoping they had Seth come through, and I hope Seth and him had like a thing.
Yeah,
and then once
recreate him and Jack Perry backstage.
right. Once
we have tape to show, and this is going to change the course of WWE forever.
I'm hoping. Yeah, I'm hoping once you get into the Seth and Punk feud, then they show footage of that of like, you weren't even happy for me, and they show like, obviously a kayfabe, like him and Punk
Seth
backstage,
like sprints past, like shoulder hit.
That's all you need, right? Yeah. How sick would that be?
Just the little things like that. Yeah.
To go back to the Ricky interview too, is funny how like the clip of it where like Ricky was like, I don't know, I think it might have been about the Edge stuff or whatever, and then Punk shit stir. Punk's like, "You gonna let him talk to you like that?" He goes, "Hey, if that was me, I wouldn't have let him."
Did you see Carmelo Hayes tweeted something? He goes, like, ran to CM Punk backstage, and you told me a thing or two about like how like backstage fights or something like that, like how to hold my own or something.
I didn't see that. That's funny though.
I'll pull up. It was pretty funny. But yeah, no, that was super cool seeing like the like backstage side of things, and again, like he just seemed so happy, and you just love to see that.
Yeah, Bailey hugged him. Yeah,
yeah.
That was
she was
cool.
like freak. She saw it on TV. She's like, I gotta get back there.
Yeah.
She's like running back. He said, he goes, ran to CM Punk. Just gave me the best advice to never lose a backstage fight again. Hashtag SmackDown.
Yep, sick.
Love that.
All right, we have some more matches to go over. We got Women's War Games, the team of, as it stands right now. Oh, never mind. Sky. Oh, right, because someone's got to. Okay. I'm sure it'll get it. Is SmackDown pre-taped? This, I'd imagine, right?
No, Raw was
live.
So
I think.
SmackDown was pre-taped.
Either way, we're just gonna go. I think we're going on assumptions here.
We're not looking into it anyways.
Rhea Ripley, Bianca Belair, Naomi, Io Sky, and then probably a Bailey replacing Jade Cargill.
I was kind of thinking too.
Versus Liv Morgan, Raquel Rodriguez, Nia Jax, Tiffany Stratton, Candice LeRae. Who do you got and why?
Yeah. This is I think this is either way. This goes 50-50.
There's no, like, the bloodline, it's like it makes sense for the good guys to conquer the bad guys, whatever. This is like, there's a lot of interweaving stories, which is like, it's definitely helped and given reason why all these women are together, but it's also made it pretty convoluted.
For sure.
You know?
And it's like, I wish I would look for it, but I know I'm not going to find it. I saw something that was like, every women's war games, like, it's always the faces that win. It's always the good people that win. So it's like, when will the bad people win? And honestly, like,
that does well for my pick. I'll tell you that.
I'm picking the heel. I'm Team Liv.
Me too.
I have women's heel team because I think the world champions are on that side. I think Rhea's back, but I think I'm not saying Rhea should get pinned, but like, I think like there should be a good victory for like a Liv Morgan to kind of I don't know, just to kind of, again, like put her foot down on this feud, like getting the upper hand of Rhea again. Nia Jax kind of getting she's still the champ, so a big win for her. And
the faces won advantage on SmackDown.
Yeah,
so like another reason for maybe the heels to get it.
And you know what? Like there could be something. I'm not like, this isn't why I'm not basing my pick around this, but like Jade Cargill got hurt. What if the person that is replacing Jade, we'll say Bailey in this case, is the one that hurt Jade, and in the match he turns on them?
There's also
I don't know.
There's Bailey. I've also seen heavy speculation that's Naomi or Bianca.
Exactly.
Could be those two either. Yeah, I think with all of that,
there could be some fuckery involved.
It's not a very cohesive team.
No, it's not.
Io and Bailey have obviously the huge history between Io and Bailey. When they're backstage, they're talking about adding Bailey before the end of the night. So I forget who brought it up, who suggested Bailey, and then Bianca was like, hell no, me and whatever. And then Io stand there like, you think you have history with Bailey? Yeah, I got a problem with her.
You got a problem, I got a problem.
I think it was Naomi. Naomi was like, no, she's changed, and whatever.
Yeah.
But I also have Team Liv for a lot of the same reasons.
And also, it's like,
it's an easy sneak out victory for the world champ.
Liv and Raquel are together. Tiffany and Nia are together. LeRae is kind of with Nia and Tiffany. So it's like, at least they're together. You know,
it's a little more unity.
I guess Bailey hasn't been announced yet. Well, assuming Bailey's in there, like Naomi and Bailey are friends. Naomi and Bianca are friends and stuff. But I think there's just more chemistry on the heel side. So
how many points? I got 2.
2.
Oh wow, okay.
I'm not that confident in it.
No, me neither.
It could be either way.
World Heavyweight Championship match: Gunther versus Damian Priest. Gunther is fighting to overcome his lack of confidence. He's trying to become the ring general again.
He looked like a bitch again on Raw.
I'm not a fan.
They're definitely overdoing it.
They're overdoing it.
They're overdoing it.
I love how much it's great that's putting Damian over. He looks great. He looks dominant. He looks like a world champion or former world champion, whatever. But
they are really sacrificing. I mean, I get it. Like, he lost to Cody, the confidence, but I just think they just took it a step too far.
He's still the world champion.
Yeah, he's still the world champion. Like, just for him to walk down to the ring and look like a scared little bitch.
He looks so scared.
Like, you don't have to give that up. You can still look menacing and hold, have a brave face, but still lack confidence. I don't know.
It could be more subtle.
That being said,
I have Gunther for 4 points.
I have Gunther for 5 points.
Yeah.
Just
time to get his swagger back.
Shout out Damian.
Yeah.
Again, for what it's worth, they made Priest look like a bitch. They made Priest look great in this case. But Gunther isn't losing it back to Damian. I would love to see Damian win, become a 2-time world champion one day. I think he would be very deserving of that. But Gunther is in the middle of his run. Get his confidence back, and then we move forward.
I would love for it to be like, well, love's an exaggeration, but it'd be funny or interesting if it ended up being like a squash match, and that's how Gunther gets his. He's like, we're in the ring. It's kind of what you were saying, like, he's maybe not confident outside the ring, but once that bell rings, if they play into that, right?
It's like Festus when the bell rings.
If they play into that and he kills him, I think the story of the match is Gunther's he's gonna start out nervous and you get his butt.
It'll be like a comeback, or like a Rocky type of I'd say underdog.
What was weird is he's also the heel. Yeah. So it's like, is the heel is the scared one? I don't know. I don't like it, but.
Well, we're here, so this is what we're doing. This is what we're taking. It should be a fine match. I mean, their first match.
I'm sure it'll be great.
Their first match was good. Yeah. So I'm confident that it'll be a good match.
I also think it'll be a Gunther retain.
Yeah, big time.
Intercontinental Championship match just announced pretty recently. We got Braun Breaker, the champion, versus Ludwig Kaiser versus Sheamus. All three of these men have kind of screwed each other the past few weeks. I wrote this down. This is so I wouldn't forget. It's kind of my biggest. Point of interest here, right?
Okay.
Braun Breaker.
Yep.
He just lost the title to Jay. Let's say a month ago at this point, whatever, 3-4 weeks ago, 5 weeks ago, whatever. Then he did win it back.
Yep.
But point being, whether he won it back or not, point being is he did lose it 4 or 5 weeks ago, right?
Correct.
There's a lot of reasons for him to lose it in this match, but point being is. Are they going to have Braun Breaker, this guy that is projected to be the future of the company? Before he lost it, and especially now that he has it back, we were looking at like he's going to have a long run. He's dominant. He's going to be this crazy dominant IC champion. Is he going to lose it again after just losing it 5 weeks ago? And I don't know. I don't know.
Can I answer the question?
Yeah.
No. No. I have Braun Breaker winning. John, so badly I want to pick Sheamus.
I got Sheamus for 3 points. I'm picking him.
I got Braun for 4. I want to pick Sheamus. The only reason why I'm not is I know he's been floating around the IC title picture. He's been doing his thing with Pete Dunne and then Ludwig, and now getting his hands involved here. But if Sheamus is winning the IC title, I just think it needs to be more of a build up than this. In my head, I picture Sheamus winning it at like a WrestleMania. And I get it. It's like Survivor Series is a big pay-per-view. It's one of the big 4 and stuff. Yeah. And like it's not like they just threw this together. Like they just announced the match, but it's not like Sheamus like, oh, here's Sheamus. Like he's been floating around. But it goes back to the whole Braun already lost it and won it back. If he hadn't lost it to Jay already,
yes,
I 1000% would pick Sheamus.
I agree. Yeah.
But since we already did the whole lose it, won it back, and like you said, future face of the company and stuff. I just think that's a little, because
if he loses it this Saturday, then it's like, what are we doing with Braun?
Yeah.
Do you want him to be the guy or not?
I think that's too much of a risk. I think you're risking it too much. It's like you don't have to sacrifice that. You can like have Sheamus get his moment at a later date. Yeah. And like it'll feel bigger even compared to this Saturday. So it's like hold off on it, let Braun have a little bit longer for. I'm not saying he has to hold on to it for a year. I think he holds on for a few more months, build him up, hype up this big one-on-one. Sheamus, I've never won this belt. WrestleMania in Las Vegas. Like I'm putting money on myself. I'm betting on myself. Like if I lose, I'm retiring. If I win,
that'd be fun. That'd be cool.
Like I think they can build it up to be this big like Sammy versus Gunther. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So. Point being, I'm picking Braun because it's too early for him to lose again.
Here's the thing: I don't disagree with anything you said. I really don't. I was the one that
I like
said
everything
that point.
You're saying, but I'm not.
But this is my wishful thinking pick.
And I don't blame.
This is my fantasy pick. This is my wishful thinking pick. This is the pick that could lose me. Or not win me. I forgot who's the champion.
This is the pick that could keep you further away from this, or
correct,
back in your possession.
Correct. So, I am picking Sheamus for 3 points.
Okay, I respect it. You have bigger balls than I do. So
I think they had even with him having the one-on-one with Breaker a week or 2 ago on Raw, and Ludwig Kaiser interrupting it, and they were playing up. This is the one that Sheamus hasn't gotten. the one he's preventing him from being a Grand Slam champion,
right.
whatever. Now, and with that, your point being, I think they could stretch that out all the way to WrestleMania, and like if they, I mean, we've seen we're on a 2-year stretch for Cody winning it.
Right.
They could stretch it out for a couple more months to get Sheamus this big win. But I'm kind of projecting here.
Sheamus, and if he wins. If he wins, I'll be hyped.
Sure.
In the back of my, when he walks through that curtain, then I'll be like, what does that mean for Braun? But I will be hyped if Sheamus wins.
100%. Okay. And also, there's a point why I'm picking Sheamus, because this next one, United States Championship match, LA Knight, the champion, versus the returning Shinsuke Nakamura.
Man, people were mad at me on Twitter yesterday for
praising
Shinsuke Nakamura.
Really?
I was saying, because I'm like,
this is whole podcast.
I'm like, bro, like this is the last chance for them to pull the trigger on Nakamura. I genuinely think if they don't pull the trigger here, it's not happening.
Yeah.
And people are like, why? Like, why pulling the trigger on a washed Shinsuke Nakamura?
Stop it.
I'm like, what?
Stop
I'm
it.
like, the dude just doesn't get used. I'm like, he's underutilized. I was like, if he was wrestling weekly on television, no one's saying he's washed. He's just not on television because he's not getting used. I would be so fine with Shinsuke Nakamura winning the U.S. title. In fact, I want him to win the U.S.
Agreed.
title. People are like, if they
Agreed.
didn't give it to Andrade and Carmelo, they're not going to get the Shinsuke. Says fucking who?
Yeah, I think that's incorrect. That's pretty off base.
I think that's very like that's assumption. That's you assuming things. Yeah, they had banger matches, and they.
It's also a lot of people go because Shinsuke is
makes
older.
LA Knight look good. Shinsuke is older.
Shinsuke, it's people go, and we're guilty of this sometimes, where it is like the younger guy should win it. If the guy is younger, that person should win it. If especially if it's a mid card title, give it to an Andrade or Carmelo. I get it for sure, but Shinsuke Nakamura is one of the best wrestlers to ever lace up a pair of boots.
He's more deserving. No offense to Carmelo or Andrade, I think he's more deserving of a singles title run than either of them.
And I've seen the defense too of like, yes, he did win the U.S. title a couple years ago. I think it was during the pandemic. I don't remember.
I don't know.
It wasn't. He did win it.
He did. Yeah,
I don't know when it was. It wasn't much of a run.
It was pre because he beat Jeff Hardy.
Yeah,
I remember. And it was he low blowed him, hit the
that was when he was like,
and it was in front of the crowd. But he won the IC title a few times, I believe, during COVID. He's won the mid card title a few times.
I don't remember that at all.
But it's like it was so long ago, and not memorable.
And now that I think the point is now we are seeing this resurrection of the mid card titles,
and they quickly kind of Shinsuke just came back and they announced the match quickly, but I don't know. The world titles I see as those belts of people are going to have long reigns. Gunther's going to have it for a while. Cody's going to have it for a while. The mid-card titles, and we saw with Braun and Jay, those can be the shorter reigns. You don't have... Gunther obviously had it for almost 2 years, but that doesn't need to happen all the time. That was just to bring the belt back to elevate the belt again. LA Knight's had a good run. I'm thrilled he won the belt and finally had a chance, but man, it's I just think, again, if they don't do it now, they're never going to do it. Selfishly, I want Nakamura to win a title. So I'm picking Nakamura. It is my one. It is my one for that reason, because I do think Knight will win. I just really want Nakamura to win.
I'm kind of taking some of the reason you alluded to, where Shinsuke Nakamura returned 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
He looks great. I love the face paint look.
I love the look. Yeah, the evil.
They've done... I would say what? They had the return, and then he's had one, which I imagine
he ran in or the strap.
They did the video package of him, which was really good. I'd imagine they're going to do one more thing on SmackDown before Survivor Series.
Correct.
It doesn't, and I hate to say it, within this story, because it's earned otherwise.
Yeah.
But within this story, the Shinsuke Nakamura title win doesn't feel earned. It feels too early. There's not a lot of build. It would seem it would be almost jarringly quick.
I get that.
He came back. It's been 2 weeks. He won it. I would even, but if it's from a perspective of this,
it's a long time coming.
It's a long time coming. He's a built up badass, and he has this new dark side of him.
In a way, I'm kind of contradicting myself with the IC title, being they just put that match together. Sheamus is floating around. They're going to give the belt to Sheamus, whatever. But I would say Sheamus. The Sheamus stuff has been built up way more than Shinsuke. It has been. Yeah, I mean. I think LA Knight's going to win.
Yeah, but I have LA Knight for 1 point. As much as it pains me, because my thinking.
No, you're thinking you're picking you're picking with your mind, not your heart. That's how you win predictions championship.
My thinking is LA Knight wins it here strictly because it's too early for Shinsuke, but it's some tomfoolery or LA Knight sneaks it out, run it back. Like Shinsuke Nakamura is gonna beat LA Knight for the U.S. Championship. But I just don't know if it's that Survivor Series.
Yeah.
But that plays to we're talking about the IC stuff too. It plays to Survivor Series is a big stage. It's a big 4 pay-per-view. If something crazy like this is going to happen, it's kind of the reason why, and maybe we're flip-flopping here on our reasonings, where it's like, it's the reason I have Sheamus winning because I don't have the U.S. title changing hands. So some title, I mean, granted, the other 2 matches are War Games and the World Heavyweight Championship. I could have no titles changing. I think a title change is going to happen on Survivor Series.
Last time we had like a shocking title win on a pay-per-view.
Yeah. I mean, I guess the last one, not on a pay-per-view, but like Jey Uso winning the IC title.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So, I don't know. We could be due for
Morrissey Machine Guns won the tag titles on SmackDown.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
But yeah, I don't know. And the same thing that you were saying about Sheamus. If Shinsuke wins this U.S. title on Saturday, if Shinsuke wins the IC title, if Shinsuke wins the U.S. title, I'm gonna be over the moon. I'll be hyped. But I'm kind of looking storyline, and it doesn't feel earned in terms of the story. That's where I'm at.
No disagreements from me. I selfishly want to see a belt on.
I'm with you. Believe me,
on his waist, on his shoulders.
Me and you are on the same page there. That is the show. I'll be honest with you. I did say before the show we were keeping it short. We almost went the full hour. But if you want to hear us talk, we got a bunch of questions to go over. Excuse me, sick. Got a bunch of questions to go over in the Patreon. We're going to talk about me being sick. But
being exhausted as fuck.
Everyone, have a good Thanksgiving.
Yeah, happy early Thanksgiving, everyone.
Have a good Thanksgiving.
Wherever
happy
you are,
early
hope
Thanksgiving.
you're enjoying it. Thank you for your continued support as always.
And we're thankful for Stache Club Wrestling.
We past 2 years, right? At this point, we're past the 2-year threshold.
The anniversary was the 16th of November, so we are past.
We are way past. So happy
couple weeks.
Second anniversary, everyone. Thank you for your support as always.
And we're thankful.
Very thankful.
That's what
for
we're
you
thankful
guys.
for.
Very thankful.
All right, that's the show. Again, Patreon plug. Head over there if you want to see us chat more for an hour. And that's the show. Give us your predictions in the chat, please. That's what we want to hear. Oh, if you made it this far, I'm giving you the code early. Fuck it. Sorry, Clutch Points.
Sorry.
You'll ship some stuff out early.
Sorry.
Use code. You could have guessed it. Use code. Take a guess. You know what it is? Use code SCW30 for 30% off your order. It's everything on the site.
How do we come up with that?
shop.clutchpoints.com. And then, that runs for... I don't know how long it runs for.
Until it doesn't. It runs until it doesn't.
I think it's active now. So if you want to use it now, go ahead.
Get it quick, just in case.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, there's only a few hoodies left. So hoodies will probably sell out.
You definitely want to get the hoodies are sick. You want to get your hands on that.
All right.
Okay.
Until then, we'll see you in the Patreon. We'll see you all week on the channel.
See you in the Patreon. Peace. Oh, my God. We should have fucking looked at Twitter while we were filming. Wow, that. Bianca and Jade are relinquished the women's tag belts. I mean, it's not like a...
Whoa! I can add it. I'll add it to the show.
Okay.
We can do it.
I mean, we're still filming.
I can add an emergency.
Shit. Yeah, an hour ago. Like we easily could have just been like.
Yeah, we'll mention it. We'll mention it now.
All right. Yeah, let me pull up the Wrestle Ops. Shout out Wrestle Ops, man. They fucking. All right. We just signed off. Emergency addition to the main show. Emergency.
Breaking news.
All right. Via Wrestle Votes.
Like you said, we're usually okay at it checking Wrestle Ops, but but some news just broke.
Didn't do it this.
The curse isn't gonna get us this time. The curse gets us, but not this time.
The camera was still rolling. We didn't stop. So Wrestle Ops tweets: WWE is going to have to strip Bianca Belair off the Women's Tag Team Championship following partner Jade Cargill being taken out of action. So we're going to be getting new Women's Tag Team Champions at some point, whether that's whether there'll be a tournament. Maybe it's something that they do post War Games, obviously, because I think SmackDown was filmed. So but yeah, I guess.
So I wonder if we're gonna see, because who knows when that
what the injury is, how long she'll be out for.
There's a couple things I'm thinking. One, how kayfabe is this? Is this? Right. I wonder if this news is coming out because Jade's injury is going to be pretty extensive, and they're like, well, we have to relinquish it, or we go in a little kayfabe here. We did see Jade get taken out, and the obvious answer is if the tag team partner's taken out, then you do. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
Or is it a mix of both?
Could be a little bit of both. Could be just like a precautionary. Be like, all right, you're gonna be
Sure.
out for like at least a month. Like we need to.
Yeah.
Unfortunately,
this could build up some animosity between Bianca and
they'll
Jade.
play off of it and stuff like
Interesting.
that.
Interesting stuff.
Yeah. No, it's interesting. Who do we want to be the next champ?
Well, before that, I was gonna say if SmackDown is pre-taped, then I'm also curious if that news is coming from SmackDown.
Right.
Like I wonder if we're gonna see SmackDown and they're gonna do it on Smack. I just don't know if it's live or not.
Obviously, they knew the injury. If she's seriously hurt, they knew of that weeks prior. So maybe they did do something.
So maybe we'll see something on SmackDown.
Maybe.
I don't know.
Maybe we don't know.
But to your point, who do we want to see as the new champs?
I'm gonna go. They haven't been on TV. I don't think they've been on TV in a few weeks. But they were heavily involved in stuff. I'm gonna go Metaphor.
Yeah, that's
just
a good
because
pick.
I wanted them to win
pick.
at the last event, the Fatal 4-Way match, and I just like the idea of an NXT team winning it and then carrying it around.
I could see them putting it on, depending on if Kyrie's not in the IC tournament, then I think they're just going to default to Damage Control. Because that's kind of who they're playing it up. I mean, that's the other team that was involved in that match with Metaphor. So I'm gonna easy answer. If you're gonna take Metaphor, I'll take Damage Control. Right. I don't really, admittedly, like I was the women's tag. Who else do we have for teams? We have Isle and Dawn, Pure Fusion Collective,
Chelsea and Piper,
Chelsea and Niven, but Chelsea's doing
with the US.
Yep.
So
realistically, again, who else?
Raquel, you could,
I guess the
Nia
KCs,
and Tiffany, if you wanted to, KCs. Yeah, I mean, there's
teams though. Like there's like you said, the Living Raquels, but they're part of the faction.
It's like one of those like are they going to put it on a team that they can that have been there before, like Damage Control they can trust, or a newer team like Metaphor?
Yeah, I think I wouldn't be surprised if either are paid. Like I said, Damage Control, Metaphor.
Yeah,
both can carry it. We'll see. That's interesting, but I'm glad we snuck that in.
Yeah,
snuck that in.
Thank God.
But all right, we're actually going to Patreon now. See ya.
Peace.
Talk to me about Jaron McCain. I love
you
this
love
kid.
him?
I'm 2 days into college and I'm 3 lectures behind.
So I was in Disney last week. I went for a few days with my family, and she was like, at one point, I was like, "Hey, what's going on? What's going on?" And he's like, "Oh, I'm a wrestler. This is my job, whatever." And I was like, "Oh, what was his name?" She goes, MJF. And I'm like, I was like, okay. I was like,
sick,
yeah, that's
dude,
a big
sick.
name. I was like, okay. And she was like,